Hello, caviar connoisseurs, and welcome to week 39 of Sports Caviar. My name is Hob. I'm joined by Birn Nasty. How you doing, Big Birn?
It's a good day, man. Good to have you guys back, man. It's been a little bit, so good to catch up with you guys. Looking forward to today's show for sure. We got a big slate of some things to talk about, so I'm excited.
We got Dijon. How's it going over there up there in North Carolina?
Oh, it is. And the heat of the dog days of summer are upon us. Very enjoyable. Just celebrated America, and it's great to be back with both of you and all our connoisseurs.
This is a very special episode, so we're going to be nice to Birn this entire episode because it's his birthday coming up. Big birthday.
Happy birthday, dearest Birn.
Happy
birthday to you.
Want to apologize to our listeners. That was not exactly in tune and a little off beat. But you know what? We appreciate you guys. And yes, that's a very exciting week. So glad to spend it with the two of y'all.
So, Mr. Nasty, you have to tell all of the nation here listening, how old are you now?
Man, this is the 22nd anniversary of my 21st. I am the big 4-3 this weekend. Very exciting. If it helps, I don't feel a day over 21.
You don't look it, Birn. So fit.
Appreciate it.
Silver fox.
I dyed the hair, so it's good.
It's true.
It's the look I was looking for.
You didn't fix them out with Paul Gossett Jr., the Zach.
No, just for men.
Mark Paul Gosselaar? Is that
yeah? Mark Paul
Gosselaar.
Oh, where do we go there?
I'll tell you what, Mr. Nasty, when he was 21, he used to be able to drop it down low at the club. I don't know if he can anymore.
Unfortunately, 5 knee surgeries later, I can drop it. It does not go low.
So, Birn, tell us, share a little bit with a special event planned for this weekend.
Annual, I promise you I didn't name it, but we have the 5th annual weekend at Bernie's this weekend. So heading down to Tampa, visit some buddies. Got a big agenda planned, so it's going to be a good time. Lots of good laughs and good drinks. Some boat time.
Oh,
Gonna be man. Gonna be
fun. We're the rendezvous with you. I think just give them a stop.
We need to
stop by, and if you're in the Tampa area, stop by to Green Bench Brewery on Friday, the 19th, from 4 to 7. We'll be there. We'll have a private little area, but I'll be there for pictures and autographs.
Birn will light you through the Velvet Road. Leave the name.
First drink is on me. First drink is on me if you mention this.
Are you guys getting a pontoon boat or?
No, a buddy of ours had his own boat, so we've got I think a pretty good size. I think I think there's 10 of us going, so it's gonna be a good time. No, can't complain, man. Can't complain. It's some good guys growing up with them from high school to college. Next year, you two will be special attendees. Look forward to it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, don't be talking about getting older. I'm not trying to.
No, yeah. Look, I'm right there in the middle of the road, guys.
Let's see here, Bijan. This is probably going to be more geared to you because I don't think that Birn Nasty owns a PlayStation. Do you?
I do not. No.
Nothing showing up for your birthday, Birn.
Maybe it will. Burn. Oh boy.
Are you bad at video games or?
No, I grew up with the video games, and I definitely played NCAA college football all the time. When Tiger Woods had the golf game, played that religiously. So it was all sports game, but all that fun stuff. So
okay. So you know how to play.
I just it didn't continue. And I don't have kids, so I feel like you bring the children along, you start bringing the games back, and
you got that right.
To be like a single guy at 43 playing video games, maybe streaming is frowned upon.
Oh,
I don't think so. No, I actually think you would really enjoy yourself. It's actually really comedic because let's say I have a bad day at work and then I hop on and I play a couple games of 2K and I scoop up a couple dubs real quick. I'm feeling good, man. I forgot about the work day.
Get to mojo.
A couple dubs in the pocket. I actually think that you easily could get a PlayStation and be like, Oh, this is great. I should have had one this
Yeah.
whole freaking time.
You don't need that.
Maybe I'm
Um,
gonna look into.
Especially since the new NCAA is out. And Bijan, did you get it? Or
We have had Jeff Goat household has been longly anticipating this. We will have 2 Advent calendars this year. One for the birth of Christ. The second one has been going since March for college football 25. So I may have shared this already, but my youngest son saved his money about 2 years ago to buy an Xbox 360 just so he could play NCAA 14, which is, as we all know, the last installment. He's been playing that for a year and a half.
wow.
He's been counting down the days. We pre-ordered about 2 weeks ago, and yesterday Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I think the PlayStation may catch on fire. It hasn't been offset. Tremendous job. EA Sports nailed it. They could not miss on this title, and they delivered. Recruiting is deep. It's intuitive. Graphics are crisp. Fight songs. You get the whole collegiate feel. They did a tremendous job. Very few glitches. Very playable. Every playbook from each team. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
I'm not prepared for tonight's show. I'm just going to be honest. I was up till 2 a.m. last night, setting up a host, making sure the recruits had a good on-site visit, really working with the fans. So it's a tremendous effort by EA Sports. Their best effort from a title since 2014. It's not close.
Wow. They sure took their time to do it too, because there's actually one of the parents. I think I might have told you guys. One of the parents from my daughter's school is one of the directors of that. He was running that game. I hadn't run into him in the past year, or else I would have asked him like, "What the heck is the delay, man?" Because last time I saw you, you told me that we were having this thing. Now,
Get the damn thing out.
so are the recruits? My main question is: are the recruits? They're not real people. They're not the high schoolers, right?
No, that would be next level. But I'll tell you, it's very deep where the fact that you have to get what they're looking for. You can also, you DM them, you check their socials as a part of this. So
Do you have
they've
a
got it all up
salary
to
for
date.
NIL?
Yes, there's NIL installment. You
NIL?
can text and DM the recruit. It is phenomenal. Now, the NIL
Only
portion-
during the appropriate window, correct?
To clarify, the NIL is on Road to Glory. So when you pick your own player and develop that, you can sign NIL deal. I have not in the dynasty mode yet, but they did incorporate it to Road to Glory where you, for example, Riles has a quarterback. I don't know why. I guess I didn't do a good job parenting, but he signed with South Carolina. That's my fault. And local pizza joint reached out week 3, giving a little cheddar on the diet.
Look at that. Congrats.
That is so funny that they added that in the game. I haven't gotten it yet. You don't have to
What?
pre-order. Can't I just go online and just download it?
Right now, let's just stop the show. We're 10 minutes in. This is good content.
It's just
See you guys later. We'll talk to you guys in
we're
2
going to
weeks.
buy, and I just ordered a PS5.
No, I haven't. I definitely, the intention is there to buy it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it. I was gonna do it this weekend. I was also waiting for a little bit of feedback to see, is it a 10 out of 10?
I'd say early. I
That's
don't want to go
nine.
overboard. 9 out of 10 right now for me. I need to get deeper into the game. First impressions are very strong. Just the depth of the play calling, feel of the stadiums. Riles had UNC Charlotte, and they even got what they do in the stadium right. Charlotte, not a big school, it's on the rise. Man, it's pinpoint. Really phenomenal effort.
Why did O'Riles take that team? How come he didn't
Going
pick?
to bring him to prominence. He loves a challenge.
Oh.
He loves to be challenged. And, it's a hometown school. Great campus. Don't sleep on UNC Charlotte and the Niners.
Whoa. You're calling a national championship run for the UNC Charlotte.
Only in the video game. No, only in the video game world, man.
I think they're going to make the field of 12 in the playoffs. I like this.
They're probably going to be paired up with FSU in some sort of random conference. Which we'll get to that a little bit later. There was a story that dropped across the line there that we got to touch on. But so there's a couple things on deck here. So I really want to talk about the British Open. Let's get some picks in on that. I want to talk about the USA hoops that they've been playing some exhibition games. So I'm trying to get to that a little bit, and we got to go with baseball. I would like to actually really start with baseball because we're coming off the home run derby and the All-Star game. The Stars were out. It was an exciting game, actually, in my opinion. That it wasn't as high scoring as I thought it was going to be, but it was still a good ball game. The one thing that I'll say about it is I was surprised that it seemed compared to the NBA All-Star game, this is like night and day because these guys, they go out there and they're actually playing. Like the pitchers are throwing sliders and curves and they're giving them the gas. And it's like a real baseball game that you're watching as opposed to like the NBA All-Star game where it's like they're doing nothing. Did you get a
but
chance to watch the
there's a
Derby
reason.
or the game?
I watched it. I was pulling for the NL, pulling for the underdog.
Oh,
Obviously,
you were wrong
AL.
about that.
You guys both went with the AL. What do you want me to do? Just do chalk? No, I'm not. I'm gonna go against the grain. That way, if it hit, I'd be like, boom. Look what I did to you two.
That's why
And
we
you
like
were
the
Baseball
wrong.
experts over there, and I just proved y'all wrong. But no, it was a good game. I just don't know if I like the fact that dictate home field advantage in the World Series. Like at the end of the day, like the regular
I
season
don't think it
matters
does
and that-
anymore.
I think it still does.
Didn't they get rid of that clause? I'll look it up while you guys
It's gonna
continue.
really ruin my argument here. At the end of the day, I feel like you. But no, it was a great game. I mean, Tawny hitting that bomb to start.
Oh,
Man, woof, that would look good. I think I'm on the Paul Skeens. That dude,
yeah.
man, throwing gas and to sit down. He put down the.
Nine.
I like that Soto was like, "Hey, I'm gonna make sure you get your at bat, Judge," and Skeens goes, "That's cool," and boom. I enjoyed it. I think it was really more of a pitcher's duel other than a couple bombs, but it's a great game. Very exciting. I love it. Fun. I like the MLB All-Star weekend, weekday, whatever you want to call it, but I like that better than probably any other All-Stars. Hockey's probably second.
They're
You're not wrong. I love the shootout and skills challenge in hockey.
Yeah.
Because I can't even skate, and when I see what they do,
Yeah.
able to hit those targets.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. Same. I'm like, I've never done it. Can't do it. Probably will never will.
the home field advantage dissolved in 2017. So
That's how much I care about the MLB All-Star game. So I
Birn was
take that
10
back. I
30.
apologize. Listen, that I'm glad that's over.
like
That
but
makes me
see, that's
happy.
my thing is that they actually are still
And they still care.
You
Even better.
actually if you turn the game on, you'd be like, oh, it makes sense that they're trying. They actually are just playing the game because that's the way that they know how to play. It's amazing to see. Now, I think the pitchers probably dial it back a little bit as far as hitting them high.
Yeah,
and
they don't
tight.
wanna-
They're not going to try to hurt anybody, but
Yeah, they don't want, and they also don't want to throw out their elbows.
I would say they're going 95%, but it is a much more digestible product than the Harlem Globetrotter NBA All-Star game. I love clearly I'm biased, but the All-Star game, I look at those uniforms. Oh, well, the only thing AL didn't win was those uniforms. What colors creamy.
it was like it reminded me of a league of their own.
100%.
Yeah.
Crying in the All-Star game.
Those were idiots. They win the game, they lose the fashion.
Oh,
They win the game. Who had Duran as the MVP of the All-Star? What was the line on that,
I
Bajal?
didn't even look. He was a substitution. If you had a substitute MVP, then kudos. You're a shark.
I'm
Tom-
guessing they were. You would have been red.
3-run bomb.
Like,
Oh,
honestly.
Tommy, I thought it was in the bank. Soto had a 9.
And Ribby double.
Would have made an argument. A 2-run double, made a clutch play in the second inning on holding the guy to a single, and he had a walk and a run score. So
Yeah.
that's who I'm clearly unbiased. That's who I had money on for MVP. But once Durant hit that bomb, it was done. But Soto could make the case he had a very nice game. An unselfish game. Passing the baton. And I love that about him to Judge so he can get up. It didn't work out to Burn's point, but Soto was determined to make sure that Skeens Judge matchup happened.
I will say that I am happy that the Tigers did get a couple All-Stars, and they performed quite well.
I love Google.
Kubel had, I think, took 10 pitches to have a scoreless inning, and Riley Green managed a nice little diving catch. No, it's good to see. So I was happy to leave.
Right. Equal as well. I think he
And one inning.
I really like Riley Green.
I do too.
For me,
He's already the fixed Mars along with Kubel. So
That's the whole thing with the MLB All-Star game. That I'm actually happy that we decided to push back our recording. We're recording on Wednesday, so we can talk about the game. we were originally going to talk about the game while it was happening, but it was actually very enjoyable to just sit back and watch. You didn't really. Normally, I'm a little bit more tense because the Yankees are struggling right now, so I'm watching these Yankee games and I'm getting pissed off. But last night was like a breath of fresh air. I was like, baseball. Not a lot of people talk about baseball as much. They don't talk about baseball as much as basketball and football, right? But obviously there's gotta be some sort of lore to it because these guys are getting $600 million contracts, so the money's there, right? The game is still attractive. It's a very attractive game. Why do you think that they don't get as much publicity as football and basketball? I'll start with you on that one, Bajan.
Give the speed of the game and the pace that it's played. We want gratification. Baseball, the rhythm, the dance. It's a conversational game. It's a thinking man's game. So it's not like basketball up and down every possession. It's not like football where it's so compressed in football that every play is so important. You've got to look at the overall battle that leads to the war. I think they've done a lot of things. The pitch clock, I was not a big fan of. I think it was the right thing to do, however. But here's what I love what they did. How about having three Phillies, Trey Turner, Bohm, and Harper mic'd up on the field together?
I like that,
Right?
yeah.
Turner makes that diving play, goops it up. They're chatting back and forth. That's the beauty that you don't see and you don't hear is that's what's happening behind this. They're chatting up. You got sellies, you got hand signals. It's a beautiful, there's a lot behind it. The chess match on turf. And I think that give Manfred credit. The pitch clock was a good decision. I like the exposure that they're doing with the mic'd up and the other access to the players. That's only going to help. Home run derby format, I thought was a brilliant. I love start with 8, no matchups until you get to the final 4. Teoscar Hernandez, huh? At one point, it was 22-1 during the event. 22-1.
Yeah.
Shame on me for not betting that. Incredible effort. So baseball, this now, folks. Jump in.
He's one of the oldest.
High price. Do it.
He's one of the oldest to win, correct?
That the only Dodger ever to win.
Whoa, man! And you guys have been shelling out. You've been shelling out the cash over the past decade too. So that's pretty crazy. Now, let's get to some picks here because we've been talking a little bit about baseball. We've been going through a little bit of scenarios with some teams and whatnot. And I want everybody to take a little reset button here. We're at the All-Star break. We're getting ready to tee back up here on Friday. Second half of the season. There's plenty of time. This is where teams it's make or break time now. We've seen the first half of the season. We know what these teams have to work with. Obviously, there's going to be some trades at the deadline. But as it stands right now, I want to go through the divisions, and I want you guys to tell me who you think is going to win the division, and if you think anybody is who you think is going to make the wild card out of the AL and NL. So let's start with Birn Nasty since it's his 43rd birthday coming up.
Birn.
We want to get you in there. Let's start with go through the AL East, the AL Central, AL West, and then tell me who your wild cards are now.
What? So you want me to go division winners? I think I'm going to go Orioles. Hang on there. Look, the Yankees are still right there, but you can't argue with what they're going through. I know it's 4-6 in their last 10. They've had definitely dropping off a little bit. So hopefully they do something at the All-Star break or before trade deadline. So I would expect that because you're the Yankees and you have a Brinks truck at the back entrance, similar to the Dodgers. And you guys buy your playoffs. I have to dig at both of you two right now. But like the world, I just don't think
you're lucky that you're doing this. We're doing the show remote, so that's why you can.
If we were in the same room, I probably would hold back on that. But no, as the Guardians are playing well. I do think the Twins will give them a run for their money in the Central, but I think the Guardian hang on and keep that one. But I'm going to go against what I think I originally picked at the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna say Houston overtakes Seattle in the West and takes that division. I just feel really good about them where they've come in the last 20 or so games. I feel like they're going to make some. I imagine they're going to make some deals too, and they're going to probably pull away in the West. So those are my 3 division winners.
And then 3 wild cards.
3 wild cards. I do think that Seattle will hang on to a wild card spot. The Yankees will limp into the playoffs as they typically do. And then I'm going to go ahead and say that the Minnesota Twins, I think, can pull away and make that last wild card spot. So those would be my choices for the AL playoff field.
Mr. Dijon, what do you got on the AL side?
Birn and I, as usual, are aligned. So I think Birn, great points there. We're going to be pretty similar. Balmer, their time is now. They're going to hold up the Yankees. That'll be a tremendous rate. We're going to be a little bit different on wild cards, but I'm going to take Balmer. To Burn's point, Houston, they started the season 7-19, normally bad. Then at one point they were 12-24. Since that point, 38-22. Now, the one thing that is like just different perspective on their farm club is pretty dissipated. They don't have much to give up at the break. I do think they'll add a piece or two, but not going to be able to get a high-profile player. But I do like them to overtake Seattle. I think Seattle actually falls out of the wild card. I think they will struggle. So I'm going to go Houston AL West. I am going to go Balmer in the East. Guardian, really down. Their bullpen is lights out. But their schedule gets very difficult in the last 70 games. They're going to play a lot of top-tier team. I still think they're going to make the playoffs, but I'm going to call for the North Stars, the Twinkie, and it very close. Maybe the last 2 or 3 days of the season overtake the Guardian. Guardians still make the playoffs. They're a wild card team. I've got Minnesota to win the AFC. We're a football team. The AL Central. And then I'm going to take Guardian as one wild card team. I'm going to go, Javi, you're not going to like this. Not going to like it. Yankees are going to sneak in. Or maybe not make it. I'm predicting the Yankees don't make it.
That is insane. You can make your prediction.
Saying that the Boston Red Sox, who are scalding hot as well, and Cora has them playing very well. Jarren Duran, we just talked about him, special player. They're getting pitching. And the Kansas City Royals are your 6th wild card team. The Royals, Bobby Witt Jr. So Yankee, historical tank, missed the playoffs in the last week of.
That is a ballsy pick, the fact that he just chose 3 teams from the AL Central, which coming into the season was probably the dumpster of the division. I love it. I love it, Bijan. I'm not against it. I'm just
it's a little
spicy.
Yeah. What I would like to know is what's in that cup right there.
It's a jalapeno. It's a jalapeno wine. I'll tell you that.
Something made Bijan go off the rails there.
You got to be bold.
This is what I'll say about the AL. I think Cleveland will probably. I think they'll probably hold on to win their portion of the division. I don't understand how they're there, but I just don't trust Minnesota. So I'm going to say Cleveland holds on to that just because they got themselves a little bit of a buffer. But the last couple of games, they've been struggling a little bit as well. You guys don't follow the Yankees as close as I do. So the Yankees were struggling, right? Struggle, bust, Central. We roll into Baltimore, Camden Yards. All bets had to be on Baltimore to at least take 2 out of 3 against the Yankees at that point, right? Yankees come out, they win the first 2 games, and in reality, I don't know if you guys saw the 3rd game in that series. Anthony Volpe has a routine ground ball to short. You catch it, you flip it to second, game over. It's a sweep for the Yankees would actually be winning the division at the All-Star game. So I think that there was a little bit of if you're not paying too much attention to what's happening, you're like, the Yankees are struggling. Baltimore's the better team. But if you actually watch that series head to head, the Yankees surprised me in that scenario because we were sucking it up, and they're like, you know what, we have to prove something in this series. So I think that just in that series, the Yankees did win the series 2 out of 3. I think that if you read the tea leaves there, that's going to go down to the wire. That the Yankees are not going to go down without a fight in that battle. And if they are trying to hang tooth and nail with Baltimore, there's no way they fall out of the wild card. No way. That's just, you're saying that the Royals are better than the Yankees? Come on.
It's a 70-game sprint.
It is. Now, I'm gonna go with the Yanks. I'm gonna go with Baltimore getting the wild card. Now, I do think that
New
the
sponsor.
Royals do. I do think the Royals get the second wild card. I think
Okay.
Minnesota falls out. It would be either Seattle or Houston. The loser in that division will get a wild card spot. You got Kansas City, and then you have the Yankees, Orioles flip-flopping right there as well. There's no way the AL Central gets 3 teams. Come on now.
I
This
will freaking hope.
Now, I
that'd
will
be-
say the AL Central is like the equivalent of the NFC South, bro. And you guys were talking about the NFC South.
Don't you disrespect our division like that. Don't
Uh,
you do it.
We'll come back to the NL later. We have it on record here, our second half picks. So there's no elusiveness. Now we know who Bajan picked. We know who Birn, not Steve picked.
Yeah.
We'll see
We don't
who
even know.
who
Did
prevailed.
you actually the division winner? I think you just picked the
I got
play.
Oh, sorry, I
said
got
that-
Cleveland. I got Cleveland, Yankees, and I'm gonna go with the Astros. Sadly. Very
Yeah,
sad.
can't be going like
I'll be fine if they're hot, but they're just the class of a very weak division. The Rangers have taken a big regression. Seattle does not have the depth pitching wise or bats to do it. They're gonna do it.
Now, the Rangers are getting DeGrom back here in 2 weeks.
For 2 games before he's back out with the lat? What? Give me to Grom.
Yes. He's coming back.
He's gonna make like $35 million a game. Off.
I was just saying he's coming back. It is a
Yes.
fact. Now, we'll pivot a little bit. We'll get back to baseball a little bit later in the show. I was wondering, do you guys know any Karens?
Yeah. Like I
You
guess
know-
you're just asking that I know Karen. Do I know like Karen?
Do you know a girl named Karen?
I know I've had some lovely Karens in my life.
I know 3.
Yeah. So are you like are you friends with them or like,
I'm friends with at least 2 of them. Yes, for sure.
okay. Is there like a whole thing with their name being Karen or like when in your friendship with them, has it ever come up that their name is Karen and they are Karen? Like,
I would
Is
say
many-
because I know this person most definitely is not one of our connoisseurs. She's a little on the older side. She is definitely a Karen. Like she is. You look her up, it's probably it's like a picture of her.
Textbook.
But that's Facebook. She's
Wow.
just that person. That's just she's gonna voice her opinion. She can be really sweet at times, but she's definitely a Karen. So I do know a Karen that is a Karen.
have you ever said anything to either of your Karen friends if they feel like they need to change their name now because their name is Karen?
Because it's a stereotype now. No, I haven't. I probably should ask them because I feel like you feel like you would want to change it, right? You don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a
Yeah.
Karen. Oh, you're a Karen.
Like, or
I'd
it's
go
just
by my
like, "Hey, what's
go by
your-"
your middle name. Change it to.
So
Yeah.
what's your name? Karen. It's
Oh,
like that's
nice to
that's
meet
a
you.
rough
I
one.
hate to meet her at a bar and be like, "Yep, I'm out."
I was just curious because I was like, is that like it sucks because their whole life there was nothing wrong with their name. It's just that was their name.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
along came this whole thing about they picked that one name to chastise.
And
And
maybe
it's
and just
like-
that one lady on a newscast or on a
Oh,
YouTube
sure.
video. That's all it took, and came
Yeah.
Social norm is
Household name.
cast.
Because the other girl I know that a little young, like closer to my age, like she's as normal as it gets, as sweet as she can be. But she's definitely not a Karen, but her name is Karen. So
Yeah.
like maybe
Next time,
maybe
time
go by
you see
Alicia.
her,
I don't know.
ask her about it and see if she has a
I'll
phobia.
give you guys a full book report here in 2 weeks.
There's not a male version of Karen,
Ken.
is there?
Oh,
It's Ken. Yeah.
Ken?
Ken. I don't know any Kens. Maybe one Ken.
But why is it Ken?
Because it goes with Karen. Ken is that's what the kids are saying. Ken. Don't
I
be a
don't
Ken.
know.
I can't argue that because I don't know. I have no idea. I
I've
just feel
never
like
heard of that.
Oh, I just don't.
like on the guy side, do we really have a? Yep. See.
I just got an update. UNC Charlotte's in? Charlotte in the playoff.
Wow.
You heard it. He just won the American Conference. The
You
49
heard it.
to the playoff.
Sports Cafe.
Live up
Oh,
to
it's a 14. It's a 14 team.
12 team.
Florida is
Oh, Gators and Knowles also made it, so good harbingers for us.
Did
Playoff situation, we make it. That's good. You know,
what seed is Florida State?
I'll have to get that later.
probably 11.
Live up to back to point the games now.
We got in at number 12 by the skin of
Yeah,
our teeth, and
snuck
we're
it.
14-0.
We beat Samford.
Okay, let's get we were talking about the baseball game, but we failed to talk about the national anthem.
National anthem.
Not the national anthem of the All-Star game, the national anthem of the home run derby night.
Or the home run derby. Girl. It was horrible. You knew something was off. But she was nervous. She wanted to have a few drinks to loosen it up. Maybe had a little one too many.
Oh
Or
my goodness.
We've been on this show like that. But it all looks like a frozen man, right?
That was you feel for. I mean, it is a tough ass, but I think we came out. Obviously, she is dealing with some.
She went,
Going to rehab, which I'm glad for. The voices. I've never heard. I had no idea when it was occurring. I was like my puppy was going crazy. The dog was loving it. It was, but it was rough.
Did you guys? I was thinking that because they were actually panning to the players. I was thinking that one of the players would have made at least a face.
If you look closely, Alec Boehm almost lost it.
A little bit.
He almost lost it. It was a brutal rendition. We just hope that she gets the recovery she needs. Wow. That's why I thought
they didn't make a big deal of it until she announced that she was going into rehab. At least she recognized that probably she has a little bit of a problem. I was chalking it up to nerves and maybe that she pre-drank a little bit to try and calm those nerves. Because we've all partaken pre-festivities. But the poor girl on that stage, but hope she gets the help she needs. She's probably not performing anytime soon. You'll probably get like a halftime or first intermission of the Orlando Solar Bear.
It could go one of two ways.
That'll probably be the next big gig.
We'd like to welcome her.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to her. I'd like to ask her questions. I got plenty of questions.
Putting the show for North Caviar. So we welcome you. Get the help you need.
And we'll cover 1 day rehab if you make a guest appearance.
They randomly in situations like that, because she's obviously famous now, right? I'd never heard of her before that. If she would have sang it normally, I wouldn't have even looked her up the next day at all. At least now it's negative publicity, but you know what they say about that. So, maybe this is gonna kickstart her career after she gets out of rehab. She puts out an album and she kills it. It's what a great comeback story. You know?
When she comes on the show in a couple months.
I hope it happens.
It is going to be our reel to announce our episode for this week. I've already got it loaded up. So we'll be paying homage to the young lady. There was a really funny meme that came out. Now, this is actually a separate whole discussion, and this is obviously not a political show. And I don't even know if it has to be a political show to discuss the assassination attempt. But one of our buddies, Bajan, on our fantasy baseball thread, he posted a meme that said, my ears after listening to so-and-so sing the national anthem, and it showed like the picture of Trump's ear bleeding.
I felt that way.
I was like, oh.
That's almost too. I'm impressed. That's not typical from our people.
I know the internet is undefeated, as they say.
Really is. It really.
That whole situation was insane. By the way, I was out and about on Saturday night. It was Saturday night when that happened, and a couple of my friends were like texting me and stuff. Oh, the Trump just got shot, and I was like, what? I didn't even think it was real at first.
My nephew texted me. I was like, shut up. Come on. And
my question is, my question is that we obviously know like the end result, that he was fine. They were able to get the guy that went after him. I heard that Secret Service is not allowed to fire at a threat until the threat fires first. Have you guys ever heard that before?
Did it not qualify when they okay. So they can't preempt it.
I would say that's not, I can't imagine it being because if there's a if you are able to see the target or the potential suspect, and he's got a gun pointed towards the stage where a former president or any sort of political figure is there, I feel like you have to have the ability to
Take
isolate
him down.
Haven't they do?
There's no way. And
And
in
how
fact,
about-
they got notices. People were warned.
That's what I'm
I-
saying.
it's-
They had
it's a
him
lot of-
lined up.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
question marks, and there's investigation going on one after another to figure this thing out. Obviously, very just thankful that he's okay. Unfortunately, Corey caught the Corey that would not. He was shielding his family and ended up passing.
Oh,
Lots of prayers out to him and his family. He was a firefighter, really eager to stay with family. And then I think there was like one or two others that were injured. Just a sad day in our world, no matter what, right? Like it has no place, especially in that situation. And we should be able to have difference of opinion without fear of that. And
That's right.
That's all I gotta say about it.
Okay.
I like to stay happy. It's
terrible situation. I'll say there's times it is uncanny. The photo will just be emblazoned. To have the wherewithal, and I don't know what the situation was, but that photo bleeding from the ear with the
And whoever took that photo,
in that moment,
that's going to be I imagine, depending on what happened come November, that's going to go down as a historical photo for sure.
what a shot.
And
Yeah.
that potentially could be a future statue type thing. That's
Yeah.
iconic.
Regardless of the outcome of the election, really.
Correct. And most likely,
But this was a game changer in general for the election, just because of the fact that it like goes to show you what type of force is out there trying to keep him out. Like
Yeah.
this is not something that we've ever seen really since in our adulthood.
in our lifetime,
Obviously, it's
maybe
happened.
Bajan.
Bajan maybe, or maybe Birn now that he's turning 43, and maybe
We were alive, Birn. You and I both were alive with Reagan when an attempt was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we were young. We were young, though. We were young.
Still toddling around, but we were there for that.
Yeah.
What's the frequency, Kenneth? Great REM song based loosely off of that. It's a Kenneth. Great tune. Monster.
I'm very obviously just happy that nothing insanely bad happened other than the firefighter that lost his.
Honestly, if you think about it,
terrible.
that guy, he got off
Yeah.
8 shots based off at least different reports, but
It could have been
from
worse.
this, so 8 shots in a field of people, the fact that it wasn't worse is actually surprising. So
It was a very sad situation. Nobody should lose their life for having to go to a rally like that. Politics aside, like they're Trump supporters. If you're a Biden supporter, you should go to his rallies. Like,
feel safe.
and you shouldn't have to worry
That's
about
right.
whether or not there's going to be stray bullets. That's
exactly right.
it's a problem. It definitely is a problem. The fact that it almost happened to a former president is scary.
Very.
And it easily could have happened if the guy had better aim. Easily.
And they say that obviously there's plenty of stories out there. Whatever, one of the local cops climbed up there and to confront him, and then he turned, pointed the gun at him, so the cop went back down, and so that might have sped him up. He's okay. I got to get my shots off now, and so maybe that helped not
Maybe,
have
yeah.
much of an accuracy, but still, you think about it, your ear is right there. It ain't that far from your head.
Oh my
So,
goodness.
I
gracious.
mean, it's millimeters from obviously having a even more tragic outcome than
Well,
it was.
even if it would have hit him more flush in the actual ear, like
Yeah,
right in the
it's-
eardrum, like
Exactly. It literally
It-
nicked the top of the ear rather than it could have gone through.
Bro.
So could have had a devastating outcome, even more tragic than it already was.
and the reason why I bring it up is because I haven't talked to you guys since the whole thing happened, so might as well bring it up on air. You know what I'm saying?
No better time than the present.
So thoughts and prayers to everybody involved with that. Hopefully we never see anything like that happen ever again. The world that we live in, it probably is not going to be the case. Who the heck knows? But let's get back to some sports here. We're like 4 hours away from the first tee time here. It's 9:00 when we're doing this show right now, and the British Open tees off in 4 hours. Bajan is
so
going to stay
exciting.
up. He's not going to go to sleep. I think.
No, sleep until Royal Troon.
So let's get to a little bit of insight. Let's get to some picks and talk about some things here. Do you think it matters that they're coming off of the Scottish Open whatsoever, or is that kind of Are we going with is Mr.
For those
Bryce
that played
run
last
or?
week, I think it's an advantage. This is one of the exceptions, I think, and Birn will probably agree, on the tour where you want to get over the pond. The Royal Troon also in Scotland. Weather's going to
Yeah.
be a little bit different from a wind perspective, but I think it's very helpful for those players that played last week to understand length golf, the undulation, where you can hit it, where you can't. So if you played last week, I think you've got an advantage, and that'll play, I think, certainly a factor in our pick week.
I agree.
How-
I think it's huge. I think this is the one time where because it does match up with those style golf courses. Yes, like Bajan said, the wind's probably gonna be a little different. The weather might be a little bit of a change, but understanding how the courses play, they roll out a little more than usual. Getting used to the bunkers, where to miss, where not to, all that is going to be an advantage for those players that experienced it this past weekend, which, by the way, was also a fantastic golf tournament.
Oh, yeah. Rick Bob. What a finish.
That's the one he said that's the one he really wanted to win because that's his own win. That's like
Fantastic
the whole course.
story. Oh,
Fans, amazing. But I'm excited about this weekend. I really am.
What's the time difference over there? It is
I want to say 5. It's 5 or 6 hours, and I
I'm-
think it's 5, but I might be wrong.
because they have local times here on the thing here. So
It's usually
35, so 5 hours.
so it's about 5 hours in.
Okay. So by the time reasonably here, you might be able to get 7. Wait, let's see. They've got some no names in this tournament, by the way, because it's over there.
Matt,
Like I'm looking through the groups here, and I'm like, who are you?
look at my sleeper right there, though.
Let's see here. Okay, 720. You got Corey Connors. Nobody really cares about him anymore. What happened to Corey Connors? How come How come? I thought he was actually on the up and coming. What happened?
It might be a top 20 pick. If you got a top 20 pick, I'd use it on Corey Connors. Playing pretty well. Won't win it. Stretch at top 10, but I love a top 20 for Corey Connors. Could be a good
He
pick.
seems, but he's never in like actual contention.
Top 20 don't need to be in contention. Just cash it.
Now, okay, here we go. They paired up 2 live guys. They got DJ and Mickelson in the same group.
Early
They've
tea time hoping so they can both get to the pub.
Unexciting pair.
Yeah.
Continue.
It really is because Dustin Johnson has fallen off.
He's been talking about a fall from grace. Like he definitely has, but he took that money. He's good for a while.
At our time, it will be 10:30, and my boy Koepka and Wyndham Clark and Matsuyama are on a group right there.
Nice group there.
I like that grouping. Mr. Tigre is with Xander and Cantlay.
I
Unfortunately,
love that.
Well,
That's gonna be a good group.
Xander and Tiger, but that means we have to watch Cantlay for 2 days.
That's sure can't lay. It's like watching an accountant do accounting.
I think
But it's not
Cantlay is going to be a top 20 finish.
I think maybe top 10,
Maybe.
but I'm with you. I like Cantlay this week, but it is like watching an auditor audit.
I
mean, you're
love
right.
all the analogies here, Bajan. We found himself another career after golf, if you want. Let's see, dude. Scotty is paired with Cameron Young and Speed. That is at 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock our time. And then you just got some freaking no names, bro. Matthew Dodd Berry, Daniel Brown.
yeah.
Heck,
So
Are
he is going to
Matthew Dodd Barry.
There's some good ones.
You a producer? I think I'm like a director. A Matthew Dodd Barry film.
Justin
all right.
Thomas is at 2:52 in the morning.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be seeing him. Okay, I sent you guys a link here. We all get to pick. Three picks. You got 2. You can do 2, whoever you want. They can be top tier picks, whatever. And then your third has to be considered a sleeper. Okay.
Who was the judge for sleeper?
That's my
When we have a fourth. Is there a fourth member?
I don't know what you're considering as sleeper because I mean
Coming in to evaluate, will we be? I mean, what's going on here?
like
We can
as
go
far
off
as-
betting odds. But as we know, it's just going to be the favorites are the favorites, right?
How about
Well,
larger than? Should we say larger than 40 to 1 or 50 to 1? What are you
I mean,
comfortable with?
I'm pulling it up now. I'm trying to get a feel for who. Okay, for winner, the Open Championship. Okay.
The Open Chassis.
Okay, so for example, Jordan Spieth is plus 7,000.
70 to 1. So he would be accepted. At this point, if you want to take Jordan Spieth, would encourage him to do
The Gala is 40 to 1. So is that
not
the
a lot.
cutoff?
I would say
40 to 1?
that's let's say 50 to 1. If you want to say 41 if it's going to be your third guy, I think it's got to be 41 because you could still get a decent player like the Gala.
Okay. So 50 to 1?
40.
40.
And you get the Gala. That's fine. I think you could win it in a bad pick.
The Gala has a chance, I think.
He plays every week. He's going to probably play. This guy might fly back to the States, play around, and then play in the Open. This guy loves to play. Play 2 tournaments in weekend.
All right, so we're going to give Birn Nasty the number 1 pick. It's his birthday, and he's coming off a victory from the last minute.
Not just a victory. It was an absolute
domination.
It really was. I wish our listeners would listen to me more rather than think that you two plums are golf expert.
Maybe they did.
Nobody gave me a tip. Said, "Hey, look, man, thanks for the hookup." But I mean, look, I get a lot of slack for this guy, and I still love him. And I still think he is the cream of the crop. He's right up there. He is Scotty Scheffler before there was a Scotty Scheffler. I would like to take at the number 1 spot, Rory McIlroy. He's from over there. He's familiar with the links. He's won before. He is coming off a very disappointing and challenging loss to Bryson at the U.S. Open. That won't happen again. When he needs to make those putts, he's going to. This is the week. Give me Rory. And I want to thank you guys for second place.
Bijan, you go second.
I didn't think there was any way. The Birn, I love the pick. Played well in Scotland last week. Not great, but played well. Not the Sunday he won it. That's been typical, but I think he's in the mix. I love the pick. And I love, more importantly, that I get the best player in the world.
Take him. In top 10.
Big, we're in Scotland. We're in the United Kingdom. Big contributing factor to the Allies winning WW2 was strategic bombing. Our brave young and women from the Allies forces and our B-2 bombers and crafts strategically bombing the enemy. Strategic. That's Scotty Scheffler. That's what it's going to take to win a Royal Troon. He is not only one of the longest drivers, he is one of the most accurate drivers on the tour, which will set him up for these wee little green. Going to have short irons in. Scotty Scheffler. I don't have to say Scotty Scheffler. Give me Scheffler.
Worst pick.
That you can't go wrong with Scotty, but he doesn't play well over there
Until this week.
So that's my only hesitation with him. Obviously, if you would have picked somebody else, then I would have probably.
There's no way you can go to round 2. I'm going to take him.
Now, if you're looking at the Vegas odds, it is Scotty, and then Rory, and then third is actually going to be my pick this week. I can't believe that I'm picking.
I can't believe you're going to do this.
But
This makes me happy, though.
you don't know who I'm picking. But
Someone called the X-Man.
oh no, I'm not.
Oh, perfect.
I actually think that it's Colin Morikawa. I like Morikawa over there. He actually plays well over there, right? And he's having himself a very good season. If he's gonna win a major, he's got to win this one this year. So I'm gonna go with Morikawa there. He's got to figure out the putter. I really have confidence that he'll be in contention. It's just, what the heck is he going to do once he's in contention? Because he's been crumbling like a cookie the last couple events.
He's not doing well overseas.
He's won it over there. I think it was 2019.
3 years ago, 4 years ago. He is,
2019.
that was going to be my pick, Hob, if you didn't take him. I thought you'd go back to back, but he's second in driving accuracy, and he's fifth in strokes gained and playing very well. But I think terrific pick. You go back to back.
Now, since it's a snake draft, that means, yes, Bijan is correct. I get to pick again. Now, this is where it gets tricky because normally we're used to picking Americans, right? And I don't even know if an American's going to win the Open. Now, you guys can chastise me if you'd like, but I'm going back to the well one more time. Okay. Now,
Oh no.
it is
Oh,
just because
this is an abusive
Guy,
relationship at this
Why
point.
why did he do
Oh
this to
no.
himself every single
No,
time?
it is just because I feel, wait a second. What do we pick for what do we have for, what are the odds that we're using for the long shot?
You can use your pick whenever you want. It doesn't have to be in order. So I know who you're going to take. Go ahead and take him.
Okay, my long shot then will be Mr. Cameron Smith.
Oh, 5-0.
I don't know why you do this though.
He
He
plays
won.
well over there.
He did
Yeah.
win what? He was champion 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2020 or 21?
I think it was before he defected to
Yeah.
but no, he seems to be the type of golfer that embraces these types of conditions. I probably should. It makes sense for me to pick him in this one. It didn't make sense for me to pick him in any of the other ones.
Why'd you take him as your second pick? You took your long shot early.
Oh, it's just happened. You can take him whenever, just in case you guys wanted to take Cam Smith.
But what? But I might be able to take your third guy, and you might lose out on him.
It is very unlikely that you know who I'm gonna pick for my.
You're very loyal, Hub. I appreciate that. I'm going to advocate
Go
for
ahead,
him still
Bijan.
there. I'm running to the podium. Going to grab Dander Schauffele. He has 11 top 10. 11 top 10s already this year. I know we've only got a little time, but 11 top 10s is ridiculous. Round one was not what he wanted the Scottish Open, but he closed with 65, 67, 67, and he is rolling the rock on these greens. Dander Schauffele. Oh, what the there.
Go ahead, Mr. Dawson. You're going to go with Bryson? I dare you. I dare you to go with Bryson.
It's hard not to choose that guy. He brought me to glory in the U.S. Opens. But no, I'm gonna go off script here, and just a gut feeling. And this guy's 35-1, so it doesn't fit unfortunately, does not fit the criteria for my long shot. But I'm gonna take the one and only Tony Finau.
Oh,
I feel like he's playing quite well. I feel like he is up there as that guy, the best player without a major. I think he's going to finally shine in just the top 10, almost a top 10 lock, which I'm loving. And then that leads me to my long shot, so to speak. But this guy is always there on Sunday. It is the one and only Hideki Matsuyama. So that's how I'm going to finish it off. I feel pretty excited about those picks.
Great pick. I love the Finau pick.
Japan.
What's that?
Why Matsuyama though?
Because I mean, in majors, he shows up. Like that guy he's very consistent. So I just got a feeling, man. Just let me have my feeling.
But I'm
It's a good
saying,
feeling.
like, they're over there in Scotland, and it's like just
It's
windy.
not like it's the first time there. This guy has played multiple times the Open.
Does he thrive in it or no?
He's a very consistent. He's a short game, one of the best short games around right now, this year at least. So I'm good, man. Nope, just
Okay. All right, so you got Matsuyama, and Rory. Okay, so Burner's gonna come in last. Who's your third?
that's what we said last time, and look where that ended up.
But I love the Finau pick. Just he's third in approach on the PGA Tour. This is a second. You got to drive it well, but the teeny green, then he does it great well with proximity, 17th to top 20 there. I love the pick. That was going to be my answer. Genius pick. I got to go somebody bigger than 50-1. I believe, or 40-1. Is that 40-1 is the parameter?
I think he said 50.
40-1?
50.
I think we did 40, right?
That's
because he wanted to be able to pick the Gala.
If you want Finau, let's stick with Finau.
No, Figal would be my. I have him down
50-1. If 50-1 was with,
I have Figal as 55-1. So
I am gonna take. Oh my! Gonna do a lightning in a bottle. Oh my! This is gonna be tough. Give me. This is gonna be. I just don't know if he can do it. He might be exhausted from last week, but it's just too fun not to root for. I hope that his dad somehow is caddying again on the bag. I'm gonna go Big Bob McIntyre. You love golf. You love watching Big Bob. He just won the Scottish Open. He doesn't seem like a guy that's very regimented. He probably goes to the pub 6 hours a night, regardless of what the day of the week is. So it's not, I don't think this has really gotten to him. He's got a nice, powerful lefty groove. He's unflappable. He drained 20-footers on routine on Sunday. Give me Big Bob.
That is a terrible pick. There's no way that Robert McIntyre is going back to back.
Yeah, it's my third. If he finishes top 10, it's a great value.
It's
Well,
good value. Yes,
but we're talking. Because we're doing the total. We're doing
Total
score
score.
again. Okay. Now, with my third pick, this is fantastic. Okay, this is great. All right. This guy has an ice cream cone delivered to him in the middle of a practice round. Okay.
Oh.
You want to talk about somebody that's living carefree right now, dialed in, ready to rock and roll at the Open? It's Victor Hovland, bro.
He's not over 50. You took
Thirty
the
to
long
one.
shot already.
Aaron took
Alright.
that long, he
That's
found me, baby.
Well,
I
Yeah.
knew that neither of you would take him, so it was fine for me to do that.
Gene.
Now,
you know who I really like though? Terrell Hatton.
Get hot. He's going a
One of
birdie
them.
barrage. He runs hot, but he can get hot.
He wasn't
think
25
that-
to 1.
Yeah.
My other,
I-
that would be my pick.
I think I like Hatton on that one as well. You have the big question here. What do you guys think happens with the main guys, Spieth and JT, and those? Do you think they're gonna make the cut and be in top 30?
I would
Well,
expect.
no.
I would expect JT. I'll go out and say that both of them make the cut.
I agree. Bad, we are aligned.
So
Do you think either will be in
Tiger will not.
contention?
Bill will not. I think they'll be within 6 to 8 shots, but probably not in contention.
What is the score? What's your prediction for what do you need to go to win this tournament? What's the typical British Open scoring look like?
I think conditions will be a little tougher. 15 to 17 hour window, depend on the rain. I've got it at 11 and 12 under. 11, 12 under.
I was going to say 10. 10 to
Okay.
12 is probably about where you need to be.
So after
gonna
day
win.
one, you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 under.
I think there's always that one person after one
5
like,
under.
first day it's going to be
Yeah.
5.
No, yeah.
Maybe 6, but they're going to drop down. But I think to make the cut, you're probably looking at 3 or 4 over, somewhere in that range. Maybe 2 to
If
4.
you're Tiger's been looking pretty good in the clips that I've seen, by the way.
In the clips from what, 97? Oh,
No,
Come on, Bajan. Let's take
no, I'm talking about
97.
live. They're showing him
He's-
chipping and stuff. He's looking pretty good
Well,
right
Burn's
now.
not a hater. Burn. Every time
that's-
before a round. This is
Well, you know
I
what you know what I did?
Yes.
I changed. I went back to my guy here. I changed up. Went back to the view, so everybody had it. It would not surprise me at all that he makes the cut, but because he has played so well when he was on like this type of the links courses, he knew how to be strategic. He was able to one of the years he won. I don't think he hit a driver. He knows how to play the different courses the way that they're supposed to. So it would surprise me, but when you're playing 4 times a year, it's very challenging on the tournament. And those 4 times are majors. That's hard.
Here's the reality, okay? This is his
Did you-
last.
Did you hear though? Sorry to interrupt you, but
No,
did
go
you hear
ahead.
his press conference when they asked Colin Montgomery?
Yeah,
Hey, I don't even know why he's here. It's probably time for him to retire. I'm a past champion, so I can play till I'm 60. Colin can't.
Yeah, I get that. I like that.
And I love it. And he has a smirk on his face. And that's
I
like
just
that
think that
attitude.
he needs to hear stuff like that because obviously he knows that people are talking about the way
Yeah.
that he's been playing. But like when the reporters actually bring it for his response, I like that because that you never know. Like something has to light a fire in him.
he played
And-
so many years of he was the favorite. It was like it was better odds to take the field,
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
Tiger Woods. So at this point, like it's now he is the underdog. So I think he loves that. I think he likes
He's
to
gonna
be
make the
on
cut.
I would obviously, if I was to bet, I would bet that he's going to make the cut. But
Let me see what the line is on that because I have yet to be on the Tiger train this season, but I think he's gonna make the cut on this tournament. I really do.
I will bet. Look, I love Tiger. Top 25.
Oh, no. I want it.
I will bet $25, but I want 4-1 odds.
Oh, I could give you
Okay,
4.
let me see here. Top. I
You
only have
just said,
top
"Oh no!"
20 on
Like,
mine.
like it was like a guarantee that he's not getting there.
I'll
And
give you
now
3
you're
to 1,
saying,
Birn. I'll give you 3 to 1.
The
all right,
odds for him to go.
I'll take 3-1.
The odds for him to go top 20 is 5-1.
So 25 is probably should be 4, but
Or Birn. We're going to go with the books. I think there's already with some payments that need to be made anyway, but we're going to keep the tab open.
I can tell you there's definitely a payment that needs to be paid soon. You, Javi.
I'm waiting for you guys to mail me the hula skirt.
These spouts aren't fun if you don't pay up, Hav.
I guess we used Prime Day yesterday and really loaded up with his outfit.
Prime Day's today, isn't it?
It was the
We'll have some
16th.
time.
I don't know if it's maybe
I'll
16,
see.
17.
If I can
$2
find one for $7, I'll buy it. $25 gets you $125 for him to go top 20. It ain't worth it. Like I don't
It's
know
not
he's
not
going
worth
top
it.
20, bro. Like
I'm gonna go top 25, and we're good. Me and Pajan we're not aligned, but we're aligned on
aligned in a friendly wager.
yeah, we're aligned in
you
the
got a
bet, not in
sidecar.
the
You got a sidecar bet. I like it. I really do think he's gonna make the cut, and it's gonna have to start with day one. So he's gonna have to go.
He's gonna have to shoot 200 on the first day.
I would even be happy with him just ending even on the first day. Just give us some sort of glimmer of hope here, Tiger.
When we wake up and I see where the scores are at, I'll get a better feel of where I think Tiger needs to be first day.
Now we'll run through these next things a little bit quicker here. Brett McMurphy there was a report that came out that Florida State was that the Big Ten and the SEC wanted nothing to do with Florida State because they're too much of an instigator in the conference and they don't bring enough value and all that stuff. Now, one thing I'll say about that report is that there was a similar report that came out from the Big Ten when they were asked about Oregon and a couple other teams from the Pac. And the response was almost exactly the same. They're like, "Oh, no intention. We have no interest in either of those schools, blah, blah, blah. We're not looking to expand." And then a couple of months later, they're all in the Big Ten. So I don't know how much you can trust these reports because I don't think they can come out and say that they want FSU without it being like a tampering thing, right?
That's a good point.
No, that's my thing. Is take it for what it is. They're making these comments because there's no traction right now. They can't do anything. Florida State's got going through the process. Obviously, there's legal issues, and along with Clemson as well. They're not going to sit there and blatantly say, "Yeah, we'd be open if they want to." At the end of the day, they're like, "Look, we don't recruit. We're happy with what we have now," but that'll change very quickly when there is a defined out for both teams. And there is no doubt in my mind that the Big Ten or the SEC, one of them is going to want those teams to be in their conference. I don't care who you are. I expect it to be the Big Ten, but I'm not. That report didn't really move the needle for me. I think it's just a matter of time. They're like, "Hey, let's let some things play out before we really say anything." So it's all fluff right now. They're like, "Yeah, it's standard conversation, standard responses," just like you said when Oregon and all the other teams were talking about leaving the Pac-12. So it is what it is. I still have no doubt that Florida State and Clemson and maybe some others will jump ship when they have the ability to, and there's a true exit plan in place. Big Ten will accept.
It's FSU and Clemson are the ones that are in the lawsuit against ACC.
There's talks that North Carolina, Virginia could jump to at some point, but I think everyone wants to see what Florida State and Clemson, how that plays out.
So this is my question. If Florida State and Clemson get out of the ACC and they go wherever. Let's say Big Ten, SEC. It sounds like the Big 12 is trying to stay relevant, even though I feel like the Big 12 is basically the same thing as the ACC when you look at the teams that are in there. Like
They could, I could see them merging, come up with some sort of
the Big 12 and the ACC.
right, because at some point you're going to have to. Hell, the Pac-12 has 2.
What are they doing about that, by the way?
Fuck. Fine. It's fine.
The 2
Yeah, but who are they scheduling for their games?
This is each other. They play each other 11 times.
6 times. Right, look each other.
Who's
They
in
play
there?
each other 6 times and have 6 out of conference.
Washington State, is that right?
I think it's Washington State, Oregon State.
I believe that's
Something.
Beavers and Cougars, which I don't know which one. Don't know.
Yeah, they're the same thing for Bajan.
Oh my God.
That's the thing is like at some point that's going to dissolve unless they pick up like the Mountain West or whoever else, the Sun Belt. That's where we're going, right? So
When does Oregon join the Big Ten now?
Now.
this year, yeah,
And so
Oregon, Washington, U.S.
It's like the Big 18. The 18
Yeah.
winner.
That's the name. The Big 12 plus 6.
Okay, so
Roll on highway.
so the
Roll
Pac-
on. Headed till you get back home. 18-wheeler conference.
Maybe we got it.
I want to see who Oregon State plays because
They probably still play Oregon and probably some of the teams.
okay, so they still play all of their Pac-12
I
teams.
figure they probably still play some of those teams.
They play almost all of them. Weird, but then it's just not a conference game, so they don't get to go to the playoffs.
We'll sort it
Talking
all
about
out.
playoffs.
Yeah. We'll get it all sorted out, Have.
No, but there's no conference for them to win. They're not independent. So it's like,
Not good. It's not good.
how does the NCAA even allow this to happen?
Nothing going on. Just no.
Let it happen.
My thing is that, of course, if Florida State and Clemson get out of the ACC, something's got to give. What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? What's the other option? Do they just play teams and just try to get into the playoffs?
They ain't gonna get in the playoffs like that. No, at some point they're going to move, like or they try and gather more teams to join the Pac-12. But I just don't. You're not going to make it a very competitive conference. Who do you have left to even bring in? The Big 12
at that point,
is not going to join.
Well, that's my point. Is that at that point, if the Big Ten and the SEC are off the table, then why doesn't Florida State just stay in the ACC? I get the money part, but if you can't get into the Big Ten or the SEC, then why even go down the road? You know?
Good point. But I imagine unless the ACC does something on the financial side, I think behind the scenes there's got to be conversations had right. Like you don't. Florida State, Clemson, they're not going to make this decision if they don't feel like there is going to be interest in the bigger conference. I mean, you can't be that stupid. I hope.
There's a lot of rumors about it going to a Power 2, and should they just do it? Should they have an American League and a
like
National
AFC,
League?
NFC. Pac already has a Power 2. It's just 2 teams. They call themselves the Power 2. They've already started. The Beavers and Cougars in the Power 2.
Maybe they're trendsetters.
It seems like they might as well just do that, and then they can align it more geographically so that Florida State isn't traveling to Oregon to play a game. Like that,
It makes too much.
it's like
The Big Ten was Midwest, and they brought in Maryland and Rutgers. So they had the East Coast, and now they have 3 teams from the West Coast. Like,
West Coast.
Yes, they are literally traveling the country. It's not. There's nothing to it. It's crazy.
And then Florida State and Clemson would be the Southeast. So it's Florida State and Clemson should be in the SEC. I just don't even understand it. And you can get rid of Vandy and Vandy and Kentucky are these upper echelon schools somehow. Give me a break. There's some crappy teams in the SEC. It's not like the SEC has only elite teams. They have good teams. But FSU and Clemson geographically and just competitively, it makes all the sense in the world for those 2 teams to be in the SEC.
For sure.
So, like, at some point, I just wish that something would start to make sense in the world of college football. Like,
It makes sense.
Start making it make sense, please. Somebody, please.
Make college football makes sense again.
It's getting close, by the way. Can you smell the grass?
Oh, it's
Where?
developing my PS5, huh? Great. I got to get back to doing that. It's been a great show. I got it done. It's been a run here.
I know. They have just a quick little summer league update. Does anybody know how Bronny's doing?
He's got 3 points or 5 points. He's missed every 3-pointer. Look,
He's 0 for 16 from 3-point land, by the way. 0 for
You're going to
16.
make that 17th one's going in.
not.
And
You're right.
just so you guys know, there was a report that came out that the Atlanta Hawks actually had dangled Trae Young to the Lakers for all of their draft picks. So that would have meant that that Bronny wouldn't have been able to be drafted, but they would have been able to get Trae Young, and they could have just picked Bronny up as a free agent and paid him nothing.
Because I'm sure Rich Paul or whatever his name is would have told the teams, hey, don't draft him because he'll go overseas. Same concept. That would have made more sense.
So if these reports are true, what are they doing over there? You had a chance to get Trae Young. You need Trae Young in the worst way. The heck are you guys doing out there? I will say this. Trump decided to pick Vance as his VP, and I can only think of The Office with Vance refrigeration when I hear about that.
fantastic.
I will be going to the Third Eye Blind show next week with Josue and Waltie's Falcon in Jacksonville.
3EB. Enjoy.
If any of you guys are Third Eye Blind fans, you can meet me there.
Birn will be there. He's in the suite, though.
I don't do common folk seat.
Yeah.
We're getting front row seats.
Also, side note, Caitlin Clark, 24 points, 19 assists tonight.
And 6 rebounds. I had her over
And 6.
rebounds and assists at 15.5. Crushed it.
You guys are betting on the WNBA?
It's the only sport on tonight. That's all we got.
And they're losing.
Income has to continue.
Slim pickings out there. But I guess if you're going to do it, you might as well bet on Caitlin Clark over.
All day.
I know Birn Nasty likes Caitlin Clark. I think you have a crush on her.
I just think that, when she gets dolled up, she's cute.
Very attractive. She's coming to Birn. Weekend at Birdies. Isn't that the gift? Isn't she?
Her and I we could have average-sized children.
They'd be good at basketball.
I don't know. If they're women, I don't think a 5'9" guy is gonna pop out. 5'4", I don't know what is she. You might know what her height is. 5'10".
I don't know how tall she is,
She's
but I will
6
say
feet. 6 feet.
Wow.
And I'm 5'4", so we're looking at a 5'8" child.
Yeah.
Not looking promising.
oh my goodness, that would be awkward central. 6 feet's
Yes.
tall.
5'4" is average.
So we'll get to the National League next week. Nobody really cares about the National League anyway. It was Mr. Nasty. Really hope you enjoy your birthday weekend. It's a 2-night thing or 3 nights?
Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. So I'll be back Sunday. Pretty late,
Ooh.
man. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a long weekend, but looking forward to it and excited about it.
Not a lot of sleep going on. You might not be watching a lot of the Open.
Just stay up.
Just stay up.
There's a lot of establishments in Tampa where you can watch the league.
I imagine that I will be watching when they first tee off Friday morning.
And if Tiger's
then I'll
in
go to bed.
contention, you'll be watching.
I might not do anything other than watch the British Open if he's in contention. But no, it's exciting. I appreciate the birthday wishes. But yes, it's gonna be an exciting weekend. Looking forward to it.
Try not to get hurt out there, man. Stay safe.
I got you.
And Bijan will take us out here.
The Open Championship. Enjoy. Get up early. Make some eggs. Have some bangers and mash. Maybe some blood sausage. Pudding. Get yourself a proper English breakfast. And enjoy. I hope the wind's blowing. I hope the rain's trickling. The way that the game was designed to be played. Enjoy the Open Championship.
Words of wisdom, but go Tiger.
Go Kepka.